What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Learn Crypto. My name is Nick Hellman, aka the Crypto Hitman. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube. Make sure to like, retweet, and leave a comment if you're watching it on Twitter, or should I say X. This is the oatmeal update. You're seeing me pre-shave, pre-shower, and only halfway through my cup of joe. Now, in theory, I think Solana, SOL, should outperform Ethereum in the next cycle just based on market capitalization, token distribution, and the real wall shot Solana had with all the FTX debacle. As you know, FTX, Sam Bankman-Fried, and all those VCs who went under were major holders of Solana and probably had to liquidate all their SOL in order to try to pay lawyer fees and pay back customers. Also, don't forget that Solana launched the cell phone. This has the Solana network embedded into it, and I think over the long term that will be very bullish for the use case of SOL. But also realize ETH comes with much less risk and still drives the most users, the most trading volume, and the most institutional exposure. Now, when I'm talking about institutional exposure, there's this thing called the ETH exchange that is supposed to be launching with Fidelity and Charles Schwab, and it will only have Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, and Bitcoin Cash. That means all the money that comes in only has 4 choices, and I think Ethereum will be high up there as it kind of stands alone and differentiates itself from the other 3. When I talk about liquidity and volume, you can see the most LP, the most liquidity for all these projects is tied to Ethereum over Solana. Also, the most volume is occurring on Ethereum's network versus Solana network, BSC, or any others. Many projects, even projects on Solana, during this bear market have been looking for liquidity. So they're going multi-chain to Ethereum or swapping to Ethereum altogether. I think this trend continues until the Ethereum gas fees become exorbitant. And then when that happens, they'll rotate back to Solana, BSC, and others. I think ETH is the safer place now with the Bitcoin to ETF approval coming. It will happen. Will it happen on September 2nd? I don't know, but coming soon it will. The EDX exchange launching, which we already talked about, and the start of the market turnaround. You know, we're in the market cycle now, or the next Bitcoin bottom, then we start talking about the halving countdown, historical trends, and where we are in this bear cycle. I think it has turned bullish. I think the low has already been put in for 15,000, and I think now is the time to get exposure to Bitcoin, Ethereum, and some of these other large caps that have been here, halving after halving, and I don't think Solana's quite into that basket just yet. Then the plan would be to switch the allocation and go heavier into Solana and lighter into Ethereum. After Bitcoin has already had its little bit of a move, Ethereum's going to follow. Ethereum still has the volume and liquidity and users. Once Ethereum gas prices go up and alt season comes, that's when you should rotate and get rid of a majority of your Ethereum to swap to Solana, in my opinion. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think Solana is going to outperform Ethereum in the next cycle? Do you think Ethereum still has another quarter or 2 of outperformance versus Solana? Or is there a totally different layer 1, layer 2, or even layer 0 scaling solution out there that we should hold instead of ETH or Solana? Is that BNB? Is that Matic? Is that ADA? Let me know your thoughts. That is the oatmeal update from Nick Hellman.